Thanks for joining me. Let's start seated. Close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall with the crown of your head directly over the base of your spine. Just take a moment here to turn your awareness inward. So you really notice how it feels to be in the body today at this time. And then if you haven't already, begin to notice your breath without controlling it or shaping it. Just take a moment here to feel its rhythm. Just feel the body breathe. All right, let's bring the palms together to Anjali Mudra and remember your sankalpa or your intention for practice. And I'll begin class with the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urva Rukamiva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshiya Mamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urva Rukamiva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshiya Mamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urva Rukamiva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshiya Mamritat. Om. All right, good. Release your hands down. Stretch one leg out and use your hands to massage your foot, the foot of the bent leg, that is. Keep your eyes closed so you avoid staring at your foot. Focus more on feeling your foot. And if you find a spot that has some tension, hang out there a bit and breathe. Still breathing smoothly through your nose, still relaxing your jaw, just starting to feel things out. Okay, change sides, wake up your other foot. Create circulation in all the little joints within it. All right, great. Now stretch both legs out. Just begin to mobilize your ankles a bit by making a big circular motion with your feet. And then reverse it and go the other direction. Okay, bounce out your knees a little bit. Now bend your knees. Let's do some windshield wipers. So first, lean back on your hands. Have your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. When you exhale, drop your knees to one side. Inhale, bring them back up. Then exhale and drop your knees to the other side, just like your shins are windshield wipers. Go at your own pace. Great. Now try with your hands off the floor. Inhale to the center. Exhale to one side. And then still with your hands off the floor, when you go to one side, lift off your hips. the seat, change sides, and go at your own pace. Now, of course, if this bothers a joint, like your knee or your hip or your back, keep your hands on the floor. All right, good. And once you've gone to both sides an equal number of times, let's just come up to the hands and knees. And once you're on all fours, inhale here and extend your spine so you lengthen the area between your sternum and navel. Now curl your toes under and exhale back into down dog. Inhale back to all fours. Move your sternum forward away from your navel. And then exhale to child's pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up and lift off your heels. Move your hips forward in space. Exhale back into child's pose. Let's go through that sequence again together. Inhale up to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to down dog. Maybe hips a little bit higher this time. Inhale back to your hands and knees. Sternum away from your navel. Exhale to child's pose. Engage your abdomen. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Move your hips forward. Exhale back into child's pose. Okay, so continue with that sequence on your own at your own pace. Link each movement to one breath, but just make sure you stretch your breath so it lasts a little bit longer than the movement does. Breathe through your nose, but make a sound in your throat when you inhale and when you exhale. And one more time. And now this next time you're in downward facing dog, let's all stay there. Let's all meet in this next down dog. Okay, once you're in down dog, take a few breaths. Every time you exhale, engage your lower abdomen, lift your pelvic floor. And every time you inhale, allow the low part of your rib cage to expand. Okay, let's rock forward to plank pose. Now we'll be in plank for about a minute, so if it bothers your wrist, you can lower down to your forearms. Have your hips a little bit lower than your shoulders and feet about hip width, so they're not too close. And now as you inhale, shift your heels to your right and reach your left hand up into a side plank variation, both feet on the floor. As you exhale, bring your right hip and your left fingertips almost to touch the floor. Then when you inhale, lift your hips really high and bring your left bicep to your left ear. And exhale back into the regular plank. Now change sides. Inhale, shift your heels to your left, reach your right hand up. Exhale, lower your left hip and your right hand almost to the floor. Then when you inhale, lift really high, make a crescent moon shape with your body. Exhale back into plank, the regular plank. Again, inhale, heels to your right, left hand up. Exhale as you lower down, almost to the floor. Then inhale, lift really high, make a crescent moon shape with your body. Exhale, plank. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift really high. Exhale, back to plank. Try that one more time each side on your own at your own pace. with a conscious use of your breath. Okay. Once you're in the regular plank again, take a breath there. Then lower all the way to the floor. And we'll come into Sphinx pose next. So your elbows are under your shoulders. Grip with your hands. Pull your rib cage forward to the front of your mat. Let's take a few breaths here. Good. Now Sphinx plus. Bend your knees. Make a circular motion with your feet so you rotate your thighs again. And reverse it. Go the other direction. Okay, feet to the floor. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale to upward facing dog. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Okay, take a few breaths here. Maybe press your thighs back a little bit further this time. Now as you inhale, lift your right leg up, bend your knee, open your hips like you're trying to touch the wall to your left with your right toes. Take a breath. And then squeeze your right leg straight. Level out your hips. Take a breath here. Exhale all the breath out. Step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Softly. Once it's there, make some circles with your hips. Moving slowly, still feeling things out. And now reverse it and go the other direction. Now bring your left knee to the floor. Reach your right hand up toward the ceiling for an open twist. Exhale, bring your right elbow toward the floor inside your right foot. Then when you inhale, reach your right hand back up, turn your shoulders and open your chest. Now repeat, exhale, right elbow toward the floor. Inhale, reach your right hand up, turn your shoulders, open your chest. Try that about 3 more times at your own pace. Okay. And this time, bring both hands to the floor again. Return to plank pose. Take a breath there. Exhale as you lower down. And inhale to upward facing dog, lifting your navel, broadening your collarbones. Exhale back into downward facing dog. And take a breath here. Let's change sides. So now, as you inhale, lift your left leg up, bend your knee, open your hips. Then squeeze your left leg straight, level out your hips. Exhale all the breath out. Left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Make some hip circles on this side. And reverse it, go the other direction. Okay, right knee to the floor. Reach your left hand up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring your left elbow toward the floor inside your left foot. Inhale, reach your left hand up, turn your shoulders and open your chest. You can do that about 4 more times, like the first side. Exhale when you bring your left elbow down. Inhale when you reach your left hand up. Okay. Bring both hands to the floor. Step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand again so your feet are about the width of your mat. Let your knees be at least a little bit bent and cross your arms. Allow the weight of your arms and your head to decompress your spine. Take a few breaths here. Okay. And bring your hands to your waist. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale up to standing. Just bring your feet a little closer in so they're about hip width. Let's go through one full sun salute A together. Inhale as you reach up, making that sound in your throat. And then exhale as you fold forward, hands all the way to the floor. Inhale, extend your spine so it feels like you flatten your back. And exhale, bend your knees into a deep squat, hop back, lower down. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Just take one breath here. Now as you exhale, bend your knees like you're moving towards child's pose. Very end of exhale, hop forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold deeply, engage your abdomen. Inhale, stand up, arms overhead. Keep inhaling until your palms touch. And then exhale when you bring your arms down. Okay, try two more of those on your own at your own pace, please. Still hearing the breath move in and out of your throat like it's your mantra. And this time, once you're in down dog, let's stay there again. Let's all meet in this downward facing dog. Okay. Now as you exhale, bend your right knee and shift your hips to your right. Inhale back to the center. Now exhale, bend your left knee and shift your hips to the left. I'm going to try that a couple more times. So whenever you exhale, you bend one knee and you shift your hips to that side, the side of the bent knee. When you inhale, you're back in the center. Okay. Once you've gone to both sides an equal number of times, come back to the center. And again, press your thighs back a little bit further so you feel the backs of the knees opening up. At the very end of this exhale, pause your breath. And as you pause after exhale, suck your navel back towards your spine so you hollow out your abdomen for a second or two. And relax. Inhale. And repeat, exhale completely, then do the Bahir Kumbhaka, which means external breath retention, and a full engagement of Uddiyana Bandha. And relax, inhale, and try that one more time. All right. Rock forward to plank. So we're going to do a few push-ups. Now, if you know you don't have the strength for a full push-up, bring your knees down first. If push-ups just really bother your shoulder or wrist, then just stay in some form of plank a little bit longer. Otherwise, as you exhale, lower down almost to the floor, and then inhale when you push yourself back up to plank. Now from plank pose, exhale towards child's pose. You won't quite make it with your toes curled under. Just go as close as you can to child's pose. And then inhale back to plank pose. Now from plank, exhale and step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Softly. Now once you're in the lunge, inhale and reach your right hand up. As you reach your right hand up, though, keep pressing back into your left heel. Okay, here's the tricky part. From here, as you exhale, pull your left leg through and bring your right hand forward so you touch your left foot with your right hand. You may need to use this leg to help lift your hips a little bit higher. And then when you inhale, at the same time, right hand up to the ceiling, left foot back to the lunge. Let's try that again. So we get it at the same time. Exhale, right hand forward, left leg through. At the same time, reach your right hand up and step your left foot back. One more time. Exhale, touch your left foot with your right hand. Inhale, reach your right hand up, step your left foot back. Okay, now bring your right hand back to the floor and inhale the plank pose. Exhale as you lower down, and then inhale when you push back up. Exhale towards child's pose, and then inhale back to plank pose. Side two. Bring your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Now as you inhale, reach your left hand up, press back into your right heel. Exhale, bring your right leg through and touch your right foot with your left hand. When you inhale, bring your left hand up and step your right foot back at the same time. Repeat, exhale, left hand meets right foot. Inhale, left hand up, right foot back. One more time. Exhale, inhale. Okay. Exhale your left hand to the floor. Inhale the plank. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale when you push up. Exhale towards child's pose. Inhale back to plank pose. Let's do it again. Your right foot forward. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Press back into your left heel. Exhale, bring your left leg through. Touch your left foot with your right hand. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Step your left foot back. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale the plank. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale as you push up. Exhale towards child's pose. Inhale to plank pose. Left foot forward. Reach your left hand up. Press back into your right heel. Exhale, bring your right leg through. Touch your right foot with your left hand. Inhale, left hand up, right foot back. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, plank. Lower down. Push up. Child's pose. Plank pose. Okay, try that sequence one more time on your own, at your own pace. Okay, and once you've done both sides, we'll meet again in down dog. Just take a few breaths here. Okay, and hop forward to the front of your mat. And now step on your hands. Let's come right into Padahastasana. Slide your hastas under your padas, your hands under your feet. Palms facing up, toes touching your wrists. Relax your neck, relax your wrists. Allow your breath to smooth out a little bit more here. Okay. And bring your hands to your waist, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale up to standing. Once you're standing, just close your eyes. Take a moment to find your balance in mountain pose. Okay, so we're going to try some shrimp squats. These are really good for building strength, mobility in your legs and hips. Now, I know these are pretty challenging, so one option is to bring your foot down first. Eventually, though, what we want to do is not bring, in this case, my right foot down at all. When I do this, now imagine you're sitting in a chair or you're squatting. You're going to sit your hips way back and lean your torso forward at least a little bit to sit in the chair, right? Same thing here, but you're going to probably lean your torso forward more. If possible, like I mentioned, bring, in this case, your right knee to the floor, just behind your left heel without your right foot touching, and then inhale when you come back up. If you don't have the strength or mobility to do that yet, then do kind of a modified split squat. Bring your right foot down first, your knee down second, and then lift back up. Okay? Last option, if both of those are too difficult for you, you can always have a chair nearby, just kind of hold onto a chair or a wall for a little extra assistance. Okay, so let's do about 60 seconds on one foot. Either one of those is fine. Let's lift the right foot up first. Bring your arms forward. As you exhale, bend your left knee, sit your hips way back, lean your torso and arms forward, touch the floor with your right knee, and then inhale when you lift back up. And then repeat, exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Go at your own pace. Now, of course, if you lose control of your breath, stop and rest. Okay. Are we still friends? Change sides. Okay, very good. Now open your feet wide. Open your feet wide, have your big toes parallel. We'll do padottanasana. Inhale here, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, and bring your hands to the floor. Just settle in here for a moment. Okay, lift halfway up and let's go into this transverse lunge, or what some people call skandasana. So turn your right toes out and bend your knee, sink your hips. You can use your right elbow to press on the inner right shin. You want to make sure you avoid letting your right knee collapse inward and avoid collapsing to your inner right arch here. As you sink your hips, lift your pelvic floor, relax your jaw, take a few breaths. Okay, now, using your hands this time, have a seat. So your left thigh and hip are on the floor. Right hip's probably off the floor, that's fine. Once you're here, like the windshield wipers, internally rotate your right thigh so you bring your right inner knee to the floor. Okay, now lift your right knee back up and externally rotate it. use your hands this time to stand back up and come to the center. Change sides. Now bend your left knee, sink into this transverse lunge. And for now, while you've got weight on this foot, your left foot that is, avoid collapsing to the inner left arch or letting the left knee collapse inward. Okay, now bring your right hip and leg to the floor. Once you have weight on this right hip, internally rotate your left thigh. Then bring it back up. Use your hands if you need to come back to the center. Okay, so let's try that movement, preferably without your hands, which will require a little more strength. That's okay. If you need to use your hands still, use them just as much as you need to, so maybe a little bit less every time. All right? Exhale, bend your right knee, sink into your hips. Softly bring your left thigh to the floor. Now internally rotate your right thigh, bring your right inner knee down. Inhale when you bring it back up. Now stand up. Change sides. Bend your left knee, sink your hips. Once your right hip or thigh is to the floor, internally rotate your left leg. Inhale, lift up. Stand all the way up. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stand up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, roll your left knee in. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Try that one more time each side, with or without the use of your hands. Okay, once you've gone to both sides an equal number of times, fold forward again. This time hold your ankles, pull your torso a little bit deeper. Okay, and let's stand all the way up. Hop your feet together. And one last standing pose, Utthita Hasta Paryankasana. Hold your right big toe with the first two fingers of your right hand. Find your balance here. Press your right heel forward. Draw your right arm into your shoulder socket. Bottom leg really straight for now. Okay, now bring your right leg out to the side. Look over your left shoulder. Keep breathing. Okay, right leg back to the center. Hold your right foot with both hands now. So again, you'll lean your torso and head forward. Bend your bottom knee and you might sit in some sort of a chair, like a bar stool height chair or a normal chair or maybe a little baby chair. Once you're down, take a breath and then stand back up. Keep your right foot really high, but don't use your hands anymore. Okay, good. Both feet down, change sides. Hold your left big toe, find your balance, practice your breathing. Now bring your left leg out to the side, look over your right shoulder. Okay, back to the center, hold your left foot with both hands. Sit back in some sort of a chair. And then stand back up. No hands. Okay, good. One more time. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, extend your spine, then hop back and lower down all the way to the floor. All right, so we're going to try locust variation. This one actually is kind of a combo between locust and crocodile. So rest your forehead on your hands. You're going to keep your hands and head down, but lift your legs up for locust. Now keep your legs off the floor. When you inhale, open them as wide as you can. When you exhale, squeeze your legs together. And repeat, inhale, open your legs wide. Exhale, squeeze your legs together. Do that 3 more times. Okay, good. And lower down. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Push yourself up to plank. Take a breath in plank. Back to down dog. And let's just have a seat in thunderbolt pose. Second Vajrasana. Okay, so we're going to put a bunch of things together now, and we're going to combine. We're not going to combine. We're going to do 2 challenging hand balancing poses back to back. So I figured it would be a good idea to demonstrate them first. We can talk about a few things, and then we'll try them. So what we're going to try is astavakrasana to ekapada koundinyasana. And like I said, we set ourselves up pretty nicely by doing very similar movements and poses. So hopefully this is going to be a little more accessible to you. In a moment, we're going to start in a lunge. Like with the very first lunge we did, both hands inside, in this case, my left foot. And of course, there's many different options. If you don't want to do a hand balancing pose for whatever reason, your wrists or shoulders, you can just stay here and or begin to work your left shoulder under your left thigh, forehead toward your left ankle. Now from here, if you want to go further, I'm going to start thinking about my legs. Even though I'm balancing on my hands, I'm going to think about my legs, kind of doing that motion we did earlier when we did the step throughs. I'm going to engage my abdomen and pull this right leg through. Bring my right ankle on top of my left ankle for what they call astavakrasana. From here, now I'm going to squeeze my legs really straight, as straight as I can. I'm going to turn a little bit so you get the better angle. Squeeze my legs all the way straight. You can have your arms straight or bent. Either way is fine. My legs are really active, though. After a few breaths, I'm going to unhook this bottom ankle, bend the bottom knee and push this right leg back like it was in locust a minute ago. I'm going to press this foot that way toward the corner of where the mat storage unit is over there. After a few breaths, hop back, lower down. I'll change sides. I'll demonstrate this one kind of in, I guess, real time. Okay, so let's give it a try. I'll talk you through the first side. You can try the second side on your own. So stretch back to down dog. Remember your breath. Okay, right foot forward, outside your right hand. Work your shoulder under your right thigh, forehead toward your right ankle. Now, if you're going further, scissor your legs as you exhale to bring your left ankle on top of your right ankle. And then squeeze your legs together and really straight. All right, now unhook your ankles, bend your bottom knee, and push your left foot toward the back of your mat. Press your right foot forward. Hop back, softly, lower down. Inhale to up dog. Exhale back to down dog. Just take a few breaths in down dog. And now try the second side on your own. Once you've mastered both sides, let's end up in crocodile pose again. Just rest your forehead on your hands and allow yourself to breathe freely. Okay, let's come into Sphinx pose now. Return to Sphinx, elbows under your shoulders. Take a few breaths. Okay, then bend your knees. We'll do bow next, or dhanurasana. Hold your feet and use the strength of your legs to lift up, opening the chest. Okay, good. Lower down. Push yourself back up into plank. Take a breath in plank, and then back to down dog. Last time in down dog. Okay. Let's come down to the hands and knees, and let's try a variation of frog pose they call mandukasana. So in this one, separate your knees so your knees are about the width of your mat, and bring your big toes to touch. And then sit back on your heels. Let's take a breath here. And then we'll try Supta Mandukasana. So from here now, I'm going to need to lift my hips a little bit so I can separate my heels a bit. So what I want to do is get my hips between my heels. But my knees are wider than my feet still. So a little different than, let's say, Supta Virasana. Once you're here, and by the way, when you do that, your big toes will separate probably. So that's okay. I'm trying to get my hips to the floor inside my heels. Now I'm going to begin to lean back onto my hands or elbows or maybe to my shoulder blades. So at some point, I'm going to feel some stretching in the fronts of my thighs and hips. Okay, good. And let's lift back up. Now, from here, let's lie on the belly again one more time for Sphinx. Salamba Bhujangasana. And then we're going to try a different variation of frog pose. This one they call Bekasana. So from Sphinx, reach back with your right hand, hold inside your right foot, and bring your right foot forward. Now at some point, you may be able to pivot your hand so the heel of the hand is on the top of your foot, thumb on the big toe side, fingers on the little toe side. And again, you should feel something going on in the front of your right thigh and hip. Good. Change sides. Reach back with your left hand, hold inside your left foot and bring it forward, possibly pivoting your hand so the heel of the hand is on the top of the foot. Thumb on the big toe side, fingers on the little toe side. Okay, now let's try both sides at the same time. Imagine you're in Sphinx, but use the strength of your upper back to prevent you from falling down when you take your arms away. Then hold inside both feet and bring them forward. Okay. Okay, good. Release, push yourself up to plank. Take a breath in plank, then one last time. Again, down dog. Open the backs of your knees, stretch the soles of your feet. Okay. Bend your knees, either step or hop forward all the way to seated. In the staff pose. Sit up nice and tall here in Dandasana. Now we're going to do plow pose in a moment too, so just make sure there's nothing behind you. And tall in Dandasana. At the very top of your inhale, pause and retain the breath in. As you retain the breath in for a second or two, focus on the root lock and the chin lock sealing the breath in. Now as you exhale, slide your hands as far forward as you can by engaging your abdomen. Inhale as you sit back up. Just do a short pause. Now keep your hands on the floor as you exhale back toward plow pose. Inhale back to staff pose or Dandasana. Do the Antar Kumbhaka or internal breath retention with Mula Bandha and Jalandhar Bandha. Exhale, slide your hands a little further forward into Paschimottanasana. Inhale back to Dandasana. Pause. And then exhale back toward Halasana. Let's try that a few more times. Whenever you inhale, you sit up nice and tall. Do a short pause. When you exhale, it's either Paschimottanasana or Halasana. Don't do child's pose here. Now this next time you fold forward, let's stay in Paschimottanasana. Slow down the momentum of your breath a little bit more here. Practice being still. Okay, good. Let's sit up and then lie into the back for Tadaka Mudra. So once you're on your back, reach your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers, press your palms away from your head, press the heels of your feet in the opposite direction. So use the strength of your arms and legs to lengthen your spine again. Now at the very end of this exhale, really focus on all three bandhas, but emphasize Uddiyana Bandha so you hollow out the abdomen and it resembles an empty pool, which is what Tadaka means, just for a second or two. And relax your abdomen. Inhale and repeat. Exhale completely, then do the Bahir Kumbhaka and as many bandhas as you can. All right, then relax your arms and legs. Take a few normal breaths. All right, let's do bridge pose next, or Setu Bandhasana. Bend your knees, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Either interlace your fingers or hold your ankles. And once you're here, take 5 good Ujjayi breaths so you still hear the inhale and exhale passing through your throat. Now, if you lift your hips high enough, bend your elbows and bring the heels of your hands underneath your hips. Now, when you do that,
Your shoulders might lift a little bit off the floor, that's okay. But if it bothers your wrists, you can just stay in the previous variation of bridge. If you are holding your hips up, then walk your feet forward toward the opposite end of the mat so your legs get straighter. Okay, now do the opposite. Bring your feet in really close and we'll work toward couch pose or paryankasana. So now I'm going to lift my heels up so on my toes, bring my feet in as close as I can to my hips and really close together. So eventually I'm going to move my hands out of the way and sit on my heels. I feel my heels pressing into my glutes. My knees are going to separate again, kind of like they did earlier in that mandukasana pose. From here, if you'd like to go further, begin to move your body forward toward the opposite end of your mat. So eventually your knees are on the floor. You puff your chest up and you're on the crown of your head. Okay. And work your way out of that one. Bring your back and your hips all the way to the floor and take a moment to relax. Okay. So next we'll do shoulder stand. If you like to use props for shoulder stand, set those up. If you need to modify it all, that's okay with me. My normal way to modify is I just let my hips shift a little bit more into my hands so I have more weight on my elbows than my neck. Okay, so let's do some variation of sarvangasana just for about a minute or so. Okay, bring your legs back overhead toward plow pose or halasana. If there's any different variations of plow or shoulder stand that you like, you can do that now. Okay, then next we're going to return to bridge. We've got a few options. You can roll onto your back and lift up in the bridge when you're ready. If you might try a more challenging way, you can go into shoulder stand first. Then from shoulder stand, you can go into bridge one foot at a time or both feet at the same time. Any one of those options are good. Let's just say in the next 15 seconds or so, we'll all end up back in Setu Bandhasana. And then from there, if you like, back to paryankasana or couch pose. Chances are this time might be a little bit easier. You sit on your heels, toes are curled under, and you shift forward so your knees are on the floor. Puff your chest up and rest on the crown of your head. Okay. Then let's all just work our way back down to the floor and take a moment to relax. And now bring your knees in toward your chest and make circles with them so you massage your lower back on the floor. And go the other direction. All right, now do whichever supine twist you enjoy, whichever twist on your back that feels good. Then change sides. One more time, draw your knees in toward your chest, and then stretch your legs out for corpse pose, Shavasana. And of course, if there's anything you need to do to prepare for Shavasana, take care of that now. Just make sure you're really comfortable and warm. And once you are comfortable, make sure you allow your upper and lower rows of teeth to separate and feel your tongue widen inside your mouth. Soften your eyes, even release your breath so you're not shaping it or controlling it. Not really practicing pranayama right now, but continue with your pratyahara. So you're still drawing your awareness and your senses inward, really noticing how it feels to be in the body today at this time.
And begin to notice your breath again, but specifically notice the breath rising and falling through both nostrils. The breath rise and fall through both nostrils. And chances are you'll notice that one nostril is more open than the other. Once you've noticed which nostril is more open, draw your knees into your chest and roll to that side. So roll to the side of the dominant nostril and stay on your side using your bottom arm as a pillow for a moment to allow the nostril flow to balance out. All right, then begin to work your way up to seated. Come into any comfortable seated posture. Of course, feel free to use some kind of prop to elevate your hips if you'd like. Just make sure you're sitting nice and tall with the crown of your head directly over the base of your spine. And now practice Jiva Mudra by bringing the tip of your tongue to touch the gum line where the roof of your mouth and your front teeth meet. Tip of your tongue touches the gum line where the roof of your mouth and your front teeth meet. And let's also practice a variation of Prana Shuddhi, which is like a mental alternate nostril breathing. Without controlling or shaping your breath, the next time you happen to inhale, just notice the breath moving up your right nostril all the way to the spot between your eyebrows. Next time you happen to exhale, notice the breath move down your left nostril. And then reverse it. As you inhale, feel the breath ascending through the left side all the way to your eyebrow center. Next time you exhale, feel the breath descend down your right side. And then keep doing that at your own pace. But remember, you're not trying to shape or control your breath. You're just observing the sensation it makes in one nostril at a time, and you keep changing sides. Now relax your tongue, release the technique, but move your awareness a little bit deeper so you're able to observe any thoughts that are passing through your mind. Begin to observe any thoughts passing through the mind. Just like a moment ago, though, don't try to control your thoughts. It's like I asked you to not control your breath anymore. Don't try to control your thoughts. Don't try to stop them. Just allow them to come, acknowledge them, and then allow them to pass without judging them or grasping onto them or identifying with them. Just take the last few moments here to become a little more aware of the content of your mind. All right, bring the palms together back to Anjali Mudra. Take one last moment to enjoy the peace you've created through the practice. And let's end chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All right, thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed class. Have a fantastic day.